Welcome into Good Day After the show, streaming exclusively on WTOL 11+. I have a special guest host or co-host with me today. Someone I usually see at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You decided to come in a little bit early to chat with me, to host Good Day with me, but then
that was fun.
You stayed a little bit longer.
Yeah,
Dan Cummins is here.
Hey, we'll do a nice long interview here, and they can use it as my obituary in a few years.
Now, hey, so Dan, speaking of that, you do have plans to retire, don't you?
Next August, yeah.
Next
August of 26, yeah.
And you have talked about this before. You're 71.
71 right now. When I turn 72 next August,
Yeah.
that's the same week I'll retire, because by the time you're 72 in this business, it's time to do it.
Well, you've always said, though, I want to work. I love my job. I want to be here. You do have a wife at home who's retired, though.
Been retired 4
years. Who would love
years.
to spend a little more time with you, probably, right?
She says that. But we've heard. I know a lot of couples. People retire like, wish he'd go do something. But Paul Klopik's wife, Cindy, we were with them at the UT game a couple weeks ago. Paul Klopik is a chief photographer here, very talented guy.
Yeah, he worked with us
He's
for many
won
years.
so many awards. He's still working part-time with us.
He is. He keeps coming back. I saw him yesterday.
Yeah. Cindy looks at me, she goes, "So when you retire, are you really retiring?" I go, "Yeah." And she looks at Barb and says, "Is he really retiring?"
Yeah.
Barb goes, "I don't know. He says he is."
He says he
I don't
is.
know. But
Dan will come back to do every honor flight.
I will. I'm going to do honor flight. There's 4 next year.
Yeah.
I will do the 2 on the job, and then 3 and 4 I'll do just because I want to do it. Then I'm going on honor flight's board.
Okay.
They've invited me on the board. I'll recruit veterans, recruit advertisers and support. So
Yeah.
honor flight. This has changed my life. In 2017, they approached WTOL. I was still sports director then, and so that's Bob Helly there. He was a 5-year in a prison, a war camp with Vietnamese.
Incredible story.
They came to us and said, "We'd like to increase our visibility in the Toledo market. We'd like Channel 11 to bring a reporter along if you'd like to." So my news director invited me to go because he knew my passion for veterans, and that's all I read, really. I'm reading a book of Ernie Pyle right now, who was a war correspondent during World War II, who was killed by a sniper during the war, which is a sad story, but just a wonderful book I'm reading. So anyway, I went on our flight, and they liked my coverage, and so it all began, and it changed my life.
These stories, when you go every time, for a year, as you mentioned, right? Every time, you said you just don't get tired of it. There's a new story, and it's a living history to tell every time.
Yeah, one of the first times I went, actually the first interview I did, I believe, we were at Arlington Cemetery right there. We're not allowed to do interviews at Arlington Cemetery. I didn't know that at the time. I'm talking to this guy, and he's having a blast.
Yeah.
He was from Montpelier, I believe, and I asked him, "What does it mean to you to see all of this, to be a part of all these with other veterans, and be celebrated and appreciated for what you did?" And he said, "No one did that for me when I came home from Vietnam."
Right.
I said, is this the beginning of your healing process? Because you could tell he's damaged.
Yeah.
He was damaged.
Yeah.
And he said, this is the beginning, yes.
So it's beautiful that Honor Flight has been able to do that for these veterans, because, yeah, as you mentioned, many of them are Vietnam veterans at this point. There aren't a whole lot of World War II veterans still alive.
Well, on Tuesday, we're going to have 1 Korean War veteran.
1 Korean War.
We haven't had a World War II since last September.
Yeah, so it's mostly Vietnam vets, and they did not, as you mentioned, they're finally getting that welcome home, that thank you, that celebration of, what they went through that they didn't get all those decades ago.
Well, imagine, you were drafted by your country, you go over to Vietnam and you serve for a year, you made it, you're coming home, you fly back into San Francisco or wherever you flew home from, and you can't wait, you're so happy, you can't wait to go home and see your family. And the first thing that happens is there's a bunch of people that's spitting at you and calling you a baby killer. Well, they don't know me.
Right.
So the heartbreak for them, and they've lived with this disappointment for so many years. And so when at the end of the day, when we come into the Grand Air Terminal, this is going to happen about 9:30 on Tuesday night, the 14th. They come in there, and the whole place is filled with family and friends and just people who love America, waving flags and welcoming these guys back. This will be my 22nd trip, Amanda, and it still makes me tear up when I do that.
Yeah, and when we watch your stories too and your coverage, it gets me too. So beautiful that you've been doing that the last several years. Let's take it back a little bit because you just said you've worked here for what, 45 years?
45 years. It'll be 46 when I retire.
Wild. But you started in sports, of course, and you're from Central Illinois originally, which is where you started in the business.
Small
before you
farming
came
town north of Peoria. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Henry.
you worked there when film was a thing?
Yeah. My first TV job was a film processor. I was a newly graduate out of Illinois State University and looking for a job. There's a picture of Dan, second from left there.
With the hair.
Yeah, the hair.
That's great.
But I got my first job as a film processor, and I was a news photographer as well, filling in for guys who were, if spot news, maybe a accident or something, I'd take a camera. But we were shooting 16mm news film. Video came in at about 77. And then I didn't do my first actual live shot, like remote live shot, till I came here in 1980.
1980, and you were covering sports at the time. You started weekends before you moved to Monday through Friday. And something fun that you like to do, we're looking at some video here.
Bits.
Your bits.
Bits.
That you used to do.
So when I became the weeknight 11 o'clock guy before Oris retired and I became a sports director, this may be a regular sportscast. We were doing bits. Dave Letterman came on the air on CBS in 1990, and he would do bits. This is Oris Tabner. I worked with him when I first came here. He retired at about 95. But Oris was great to work with, a good mentor, a lot of fun to work with. Always had a joke. But I would do that and just had a great time doing the bits. We would do run away out of studio and go run around town, do some silly stuff.
Silly stuff usually involved a Diet Coke. And some things, you see that video there?
Yeah.
Some things have never changed. If we can come back out here.
Just a bit, I would go in, on the way back from my bit, I would run into a carryout, go into to the cooler, open a Diet Coke, take a sip, put the cap back on, put the Diet Coke back in the cooler, and walk away. Of course I paid for it, okay?
Yes,
of course I did.
yes, it's
but
just
in
a
the
joke.
bit, so we would get these phone calls. It was before emails. These phone calls
people
going like,
were really angry.
"Are you gonna let him on the air doing that, stealing those Diet Cokes?" Like, so then we started playing with it. Everyone, I go by the mirror. Hang on, they're gonna show it there. This is video of my. I was bat boy for a game at a spring training game in Lakeland, Florida.
Which I think is great. Small world, because that's where I lived, and my parents still live, and where the Tigers still do their spring training at Joker Marchant
It's a great
Stadium.
town.
Yeah, but I was laughing because you have Diet Coke with you.
Don't drink coffee. Do not drink coffee.
Carries it everywhere.
So I wake up in the morning. I slug down a lot of water.
Yeah, you do drink water
and
too.
I drink Diet Coke all day long.
He loves it. He loves
People
it.
ask me, "How many Diet Cokes do you drink?" I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't drink too many of them.
You just keep it stocked. That you just
I do.
You always have one. So after you did some sports, when you got to cover the Tigers winning the World Series in 1984.
The first big event I did, really, the Tigers winning in 1984. They beat the Padres. I think it was Kirk Gibson's rookie year, if not that year, 83. Very beginning of his career. He was a wide receiver out of Michigan State, could hit a ball a mile and run like the wind.
Yeah.
And he went on to have a great career with the Tigers. 84. So I've covered the World Series. I've covered many bowl games. I've covered the Rockets and the Falcons and bowl games. BG Toledo rivalries. I've been in a lot of those. I've been to Indianapolis.
You interviewed Lou Holtz, I think I saw.
Lou Holtz came through here a few years ago. Yeah, it was a treat to meet him.
Yeah, and then
there he is.
Yeah, I think I was told something about Digisquid or some what? What did you say? Did you see?
Did you see? Sports back in the day was just like, here's the sports. It's like all serious and stuff.
Yeah.
So we were talking to some consultants for our company, all of us who go outside the box, do different things, do fun stuff. And they ask you, do you ever like run some funny videos or some funny play happen to a game? And I would go, yeah, if we have time for it.
Yeah.
And the question was, there's Chris Peterson making me pay for the Diet Coke.
Yeah.
The question was, if it's something interesting, why would you only put it in there if you have time? Why don't you make sure that's in your show every day, and then everything else can fit around it? It changed my perspective. So we have started having fun with sports. Sports is supposed to be fun. Instead of like, here's the sports for the day.
And your scores.
Hey, you know, and have fun with it, enjoy it. And I think it was the influence of ESPN, the way they have fun with stuff. And it kept going crazier and crazier. But we would look for a blooper. We would look for anything we can approach and go with. Call them, did you see this?
Did you see? Did you see?
Yeah.
He dropped the ball, or the dad caught it in his beer while holding a baby in the other hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff you make sure you get in your sportscast.
Interesting. So you've probably talked to a lot of consultants over the years, huh?
Oh, man.
Telling you different things every time they come through, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, consultants have helped a lot. If you approach a consultant, and this is for you too, because you're not finished in the business like I am really, but consultants will tell you things. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't take it into what you know is with your experience. Just because they tell you something, just do it once in a while. I know a lot of times they'll have consultants come in and work with, like you and me, work in our chemistry, things like that. I think as you get older in your career, you can have good chemistry with anyone if you're a professional. But if when you're new, is like you're like a deer in headlights with the lights, and you're nervous and worrying about this and that. When you get older and more experienced, and you're there now, you're just doing a show, and my heartbeat is the same as it was when I was driving down the road, and just nice and relaxed, and just go with it, and just have fun with every day.
Yeah, and it's something that you had a lot of fun with, and this is even more recent in your career since being in news, is you got to be part of the Navy, right?
Yeah, the Navy sends out an email periodically. They're the only branch that does this. They send an email out nationally to every TV station, said, hey, we have a Navy for a Day program. It's actually Navy for a week. If you'd like to do this, have a reporter come out, spend the week with us. We'll show you around Naval Air Base in Norfolk, and you get to see a lot of things, do a lot of cool things. And I just inquired. I said, look, I'm a 71-year-old guy. I don't know if I can, you know, if you want me doing this. And they emailed me back and said, hey, no, actually the guy called me. He said, this will be the highlight of your career. All the great things you've done, World Series, Super Bowl, you know, bowl games, this will be the highlight of your career. Because I'm a military geek anyway. So yeah, this was a crew. These are 4 reporters, Savannah, Nashville, and Brownsville, Texas. And they showed us what the Navy's like. That's a real machine gun.
It sure is.
I didn't get to fire that.
None of that stuff was fake.
The 50, I got to fire the 50 cal simulator, which was really neat in itself. But you have to actually see one there. That was a patrol boat. They were doing drills. They go with the Navy SEALs, and they insert them into hot areas on these boats, and they're doing maneuvers, and they're like going around like this, and you're just holding on for dear life. But they practice this every day to make sure they can do evasive movement. Did
you ever throw up on that?
No.
Oh, good. You didn't get sick.
I would, if I was on a F-18 or F-16 or F-15, yeah, I would probably throw up. But when we're on the aircraft carrier for 24 hours, and when we first got there, they had 22 pilots from the Air Force, Navy, and Marines. They all flew in on this aircraft carrier off the coast of Norfolk to get their naval aircraft
license or certificate or something.
Aircraft carrier certification. So they did 10 takeoffs and 10 landings. They'd be judged at every one of them.
Wow.
So as we got there, I'd been there like 15 minutes. We had the headgear on. These planes are taking off, catapulting off and coming in with the tail hook. It was very, very cool.
Wow. And then they had you do something. You had to try to do some kind of thing, and you failed, right?
Aviation swim survival training. That was the shot you saw me in the water.
Yeah.
Aviation swim survival training. We did the same training they give their pilots or anyone who's going to be in the air. You don't always land. Sometimes you land in water, you crash or whatever. So we put on a helmet, a flight suit, and boots, and a little bit of life vest,
Yeah.
jump in the water, inflate it, and they have you like just lay there and
Float.
like just tread water for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Then they go, yeah, now I want you to swim way over there, like 25 yards away.
Yeah.
Well, it was tough enough paddling with these boots and stuff and a helmet in
Right.
water, but then I'm not very smart. I was paddling with holding a GoPro. So
Made it
I'm
more
swimming
difficult.
one
That's why
arm.
you didn't pass. Yeah. Well,
So
it's
we
really
were doing
difficult.
that, and they would put you in a seat belt, and then they would flip you upside down, and you're underwater upside down, and then you have to undo your seat belt, then turn around and go through a window, raise a window, and swim
underwater.
through it to get out underwater.
Yeah.
Well, you're disoriented. Once you flip,
Yeah.
can't do it. So
How nervous were you? Did you think you were going to die? I would have thought I was going to die.
no. The funny thing about it was they say, if you're worried about stand up, the water was like 3 feet, 4 feet.
Oh,
deep.
okay. Okay. Just
Stand up.
stand up.
I went whitewater rafting years ago. I was terrified. Whitewater rafting, and
That
it was in
was
Colorado.
nothing compared to this.
And
Yeah.
they're like if you get knocked out of the boat, just stand up. The water's like this high.
Word of advice there. Well, really interesting. Your career. I mean, you still have a few months left. So
Next August.
enjoy it. Enjoy it. I'm sure we will find many more stories between now and then to tell.
I've never had
about
more
Dan.
fun as I am this last couple of
Good.
years, and I love doing the 4 o'clock show. It was fun doing the 9 with you.
Yeah.
And you're a treat to work with
Oh,
too.
thanks, Dan.
You're very professional.
Thank
very good
you.
at what you do, and you tolerate me well.
I do.
Because the 4 o'clock show has allowed me to be myself.
A little bit
which
more than-
unfortunately
yeah.
is ADHD boy, and kind of sometimes I go off the rails.
Sometimes, and I gotta drag him back in. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
What?
take a break.
Oh.
And we're gonna come back and we're gonna play a game, okay?
Okay.
All right. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Good Day After the Show, streaming exclusively on WTOL
Make it
11
quick.
Plus.
I'm out.
I know Dan is out of Diet Coke. What are we gonna do? We're gonna play a game of this or that. Are you ready?
Okay.
So I kind of like, it's kind of like a sports news like thing. Okay. All
Okay.
right. I'll just start. Okay. So, play-by-play or sideline reporting.
Sideline reporting. I've done both. Play-by-play, you got to be really, really on top of
gotta
it,
know
knowing your lineups,
all the stats.
talking to your analyst, talking to the director. I did sideline, and you just have to listen to the broadcast, know what's going on, and then they'll tell you when they need you to get somebody.
Okay.
And then you go get them and talk to them. That's a lot easier to
Little
do.
less pressure.
Less pressure, less preparation. Yeah.
Okay. Breaking news or breaking records?
Breaking news is fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Like as long as it's not bad stuff.
Yeah. You don't want to like really, but it does get you going a little bit.
Like election night, that gets
Oh,
me
yeah,
fired
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Election
Okay.
night is a lot of fun. You never know where the night's going to go.
Things are going to go. Live shot adrenaline or newsroom calm?
Both. Live shot adrenaline, there's nothing like it. We were doing, Jerry Anderson and I were in Tempe, Arizona. No, in Glendale, the newer stadium,
Okay.
for the national championship. Ohio State's playing Florida that night.
Okay.
And we were doing a live TV show for back in Toledo, okay? And this is there late afternoon, but like 7 to 8 o'clock here. And CBS, we had a satellite truck through CBS.
Sure.
Brand new satellite truck, using a CBS crew.
Nice.
CBS is doing it, right?
Yeah.
And they got the satellite truck, and we got our satellite coordinates. We're going to
Yeah.
be up at this time, blah, blah, blah. And the satellite truck engineer goes, yeah, we got the coordinates here,
Yeah.
and like it's not working.
Yeah.
Well, long story short, it was about 3 minutes to top of the hour. We're starting our show.
Yeah.
He figures out there was a new truck.
Yeah.
He hadn't switched a couple of buttons or something.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, miraculously, the
there
satellite
you
comes
are.
up, and there we are.
Oh, funny.
But like here we are,
But
3
you were,
minutes
like,
before the air.
freaking out.
Like, what are we doing? And I'm
Yeah.
on the phone with Toledo, like, what are we doing?
Yes. Yes. I've been in similar situations. Script or improv?
Script is Boy, that's a tough one.
I know.
I like, that's what I love about the 4 o'clock show.
Yeah, there's a little bit of improv.
Some people may watch the 4 and go, what is this? But we get to talk
You get
about
to do
some
both.
things. It's a little bit of conversation, like the 9 is. I love the 9. A lot of conversation, just being yourself, not a lot of scripting. I like that.
Yeah, I think ad-lib improv, yeah.
Sure.
I know the answer to this one, early morning show or late night newscast.
Wow. Nothing good happens before 10 o'clock in the
10
morning.
a.m.
Yes.
All right.
And when I have to get up early, like this morning,
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I got 3 hours.
I knew that you would have a hard time. I knew you would have a hard time.
Oh, this is known in the business as split screen.
Yeah, a split screen.
Split screen.
All right, I got a couple more for you. How about Friday Night Lights or Sunday afternoon kickoff?
Sunday kickoff.
Okay.
I did high school football for so
Yeah, you
long.
want your Friday night.
I
back.
haven't seen a high school football game since I stopped doing it in 2018,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
But I still enjoy. I enjoyed last weekend. The Browns had a 9:30 a.m. game on a Sunday.
on Sunday.
I liked getting the
liked
bad part of the day over early.
The Browns got the
So,
loss.
yeah.
Out of the way, you can go on with your life.
Yes.
Very good. Baseball diamond or basketball court?
Baseball.
Okay, me too. Yeah, me too. Let's see. Breaking news ticker or feature feel-good story? I don't know.
What makes that hard is it depends on what the feel-good story is.
Or, yeah. Well, one you would like.
Oh, like Honor Flight.
Honor
something
Flight
like
or
that.
something,
They're all
yeah.
feel-good stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably feel-good story.
like that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see. Analog tape or digital everything?
As you know, I'm a rotary phone guy in a digital world.
Yeah.
Digital, once you get the hang of it.
Once you get the
there
hang of it, it
are
makes
some
your life
advantages
a little
of that
easier.
with editing and things like that.
This is funny because anytime something new comes to the station, he does this. He does this. But yeah, you wouldn't want to go back to the days of editing your stories on a tape or splicing.
No,
film or
technology
anything
has
like that.
changed how we do things. Back in the day, it was such a chore. Like if you imagine back in the days of 16 millimeter film, you would run the news film through, and then the news photographers would take the reels of film, and they would physically cut every shot, 3-4 second cutaway.
It's
this
wild.
with tape, and you got a
And
long
tape it
reel.
back together, yeah.
and tape it back together.
Yeah.
It's much easier now. But as good as technology is, you're only as good as your technology working.
Yeah. So we get a lot of from Dan every now and again.
What?
Every now and again. All right. Cubs or Cardinals? Because you're from Illinois.
So back when I grew up, Central Illinois, and everybody's Cubs Cardinals.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would realize this about me, but I'm a little different. When I grew up, I was born in '54. When I was at those formative years in the early '60s, all you ever saw on TV was the Yankee game of the week, the Dodger game of the week. The Yankees-Dodgers were always in the World Series. The Packers were a dynasty then. So as a kid, I became a Packer fan. I was a Dodgers and Yankees fan.
Okay.
Sandy Koufax, Mickey Mantle, big idols growing up.
Okay.
And it wasn't until the late '60s, early '70s when the Cubs became more of a national with WGN, and they were on all the time on Channel 9, and so then it really exploded. Had I grown up now, I would be probably a Cubs fan or a Cardinal fan.
Yeah. But you like the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Then.
Yeah.
Then I came to Toledo, and then I covered the Tigers and the Indians, and became a fan of both. Growing up, early in my years, I really enjoyed Bo Schembechler. I covered Michigan. I covered Ohio State. Loved both. When they play each other, again, it's like Bowling Green Toledo. When they play each other,
You're
see
just
who wins.
looking for a good game.
Like last week, the Guardians and the Tigers.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, great.
Yeah.
I love both teams. I'm glad to see both teams win.
Interesting.
Yeah. So now I'm kind of both.
Okay.
But I'm a Browns hardcore fan. But I like the Lions too.
The
like
one
the Lions.
team you picked. The one
I
team
know.
you actually committed to. Yeah.
Why?
I know the answer to this one. Coffee or tea before showtime? Neither.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. I know the answer
I'm out,
to this
by the
one.
way.
I know the answer to this one too. Somebody bring this man a Diet Coke. Tie or no tie on casual Fridays?
No tie ever.
No tie ever.
So, the story with this was when we started doing the Fox shows. I've been doing the Fox shows for a while. They wanted the casual look with no tie. That was at their directive.
Okay.
So I don't wear a tie. Okay. Then I started doing the 4 o'clock show with you, and like tie or no tie.
Again, it's
and they're
a little
going
more
like,
casual.
it's a casual show, no tie. So I don't even think to bring a tie anymore. I have a lot of old ties in my closet, but so I don't. So when I do the fives, when I do the 5 and the 6, I would wear a tie, except I'm doing the 4, and I can't put a tie on that fast. So I don't wear a tie ever.
No tie for Dan.
Yeah.
There you go. Last question: classic highlight reel or blooper reel?
Blooper.
It's fun, right?
Funny stuff.
Did you see?
Did you see? It's all about funny stuff.
Did you see?
If you don't have laughter, Amanda, you don't have anything at all.
I agree with that.
And love.
I agree. I will have one more final question for you after we take a quick break. Yeah.
This
Stay
is
with
cool.
us. Yeah. Nothing like it, right? Welcome back to Good Day After the Show, streaming exclusively on WTOL 11 Plus.
When's this going to air?
Tomorrow.
It's on the web.
It's all whenever you want to watch it. It's going to be there.
It'll get a lot of play for my obituary.
Dan Cummins joining me today on the couch for the first time, right? You haven't been on the couch before, right?
No, this is something really
Normally
cool.
you see Dan and I at 4 o'clock on weekdays, WTOL 11 News at 4. He refilled his Diet Coke here for our final question. And I always ask my guests this on Good Day After the Show, and it is, what are you watching, listening to, or reading right now that you would recommend?
The book I'm reading right now is Ernie Pyle.
Yep, you mentioned that.
Biography. It's not an autobiography. He was a war correspondent, World War II, and he covered the European theater and then covered the Asian theater, Pacific theater late in his career. And then he was killed by a sniper.
Yeah.
Just a wonderful, wonderful writer in bringing, I guess, emulate him with Honor Flight is bringing those people's stories because people during the war wanted to hear about the kid from Poughkeepsie and hear these stories. And so what it's like for the soldiers. We're not talking the big battles. We're talking the guy in the trenches. The guy that's in the mud and the cold and sleeping.
Your son or your nephew or the kid you went to
stuff
high
I
school
like.
with.
What I really enjoy watching, documentaries. I just finished watching Dark Wolf on Amazon.
Okay.
It's like
you like that one?
Type stuff. Yeah.
So you would recommend that on Amazon?
Action movies, and comedies. Stick is great on Apple TV.
Okay.
A golf thing. Stick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Some good recommendations from Dan Cummins. Thank you for joining me today.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun, right? We got to know him a lot better.
Next Thursday too.
Maybe
next Thursday.
Put it on your calendar, right? Yes. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for joining us for Good Day After the Show. Again, streaming exclusively on WTOL 11 Plus. Thank you so much for downloading the app. Make sure you tell your friends, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day, everybody.